Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. And this is my buddy Puccini who's chewing on me right now. He helps me in the craft room. And today I have a very pretty card made out of some of that free bird paper. I just used it in a swap with some of my folks here in Denver, and I think it's a real pretty card. It's real simple to make, and I think you're going to like it. So let's just get started. Okay, here is my card, and this card is inspired by this card. I got this card this fall from Connie Ingram. Connie's a demonstrator here in Denver with a huge following. I don't know how well known she is outside of Colorado, but she's a big deal here. And I was so inspired by just how pretty that is and how simple it was. And so I used that as inspiration for my card. In order to make this card, I used a card base that is, I got a bit ahead of myself. I thought I was filming and I wasn't, so I apologize for that. But this card base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored and folded at 5 1/2. And then for the inside of the card, you need a piece of petal pink that is 3 3/4 by 5, and then a piece of white that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And that gets layered in here. And then I'm using this beautiful bird paper, and so I'm using this paper, and I am cutting out circles that are 1 3/8 or 1 1/2 of these individual birds here for the inside piece of the card, like here. And then I am using this paper here to cut out this large bird and fussy cut the bird. And then I am using this paper, and I'm cutting this paper 3" in 3 by 3" blocks. So 3 across here, here, here. You get 4 3" strips, and then you cut them across here 3 inches, so they're 3 by 3, and you get 16 out of one sheet of paper. This is a great one for a card class. So those are the papers that I'm using, and I have started to put this card together. So on the front you need a piece of Misty Moonlight that is 3 3/4 by 5, and that is the first layer on here. Then you need a piece of petal pink, and this piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and that is what our piece is built on. Then what I've done is I've taken that 3 by 3" piece, and I'll give you an idea here, and cut it into 1" strips. So that is what goes on the front of our card here. Now, like I said, I got ahead of myself because I thought I was filming and I wasn't. So here is my 3 by 3", and this one made sense to do it this way, and I thought this one made sense to do this one here, so we're going to do our stamping down here. Now, the stamp set I'm using is this from the Online Essentials, Tropical Leaf, and it comes with a punch, and I love this little hello here. So I've got my ink, my Misty Moonlight ink, and I've got my stamp on a mount here, and so I'm going to stamp. I thought it made more sense to stamp down here on this one because it looked funny with this down here and the bird's tail so far away from that one. It kind of depends on the individual piece that you have. So I'm going to put my hello down here on the bottom, and there you go. Very nice. And then I'm going to close this up because Puccini was helping a little while later. I'm afraid he'll walk through that. And so there we have that. Then I have this ribbon that's called Wavy Trim. Isn't that pretty? And I cut about, I think it's about a 5" strip. Yeah, about 5 inches. And on this one, I'm just going to use my silicone mat here, and I am going to just put some glue on the back of this ribbon, just like you would on any kind of ribbon. And now on one of my samples, I did it with glue dots, and that worked just as well also. So this piece is going to need to go on the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in place right here, centered on my Misty Moonlight piece. There we go, just like that. Oops, maybe straight would be good. There we go. And then I'm going to lay this piece across, basically from the bottom of the blue piece to kind of the top of the blue piece, right here on this side. There we go, just like that. I like having a piece of texture on there if I can. And then I had Fussy cut out this little bird, and I liked him because he had some of the coral and some of the pink and some of the yellow on it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of glue dots on this bird, and I'm going to, so it'll straddle this ribbon. So I'm going to put one kind of tucked back here in the back, and then I'm going to put one way over here on the front, just like that. And we're going to put this little bird in place, in this case, down here instead of up more towards the top. And I think either one of those works just fine. Now then, on this, I used hello, but boy, would this set up beautifully for, you know, thanks, or happy birthday, a small happy birthday. There's any number of things that you could do with this one that would work in here. And so that is it. The card is very simple. And on this one, I thought we might use some butterflies instead of the embellishments that I used. On the first one, I used these petal pink and pretty peacock foiled gems. And you can see here, they've got a little bit of gold foiling on them, and they're very pretty, but they kind of disappear here. So I thought maybe what we could do is put kind of a big butterfly right down in here next to the hello, and then pick up a couple of these other smaller butterflies and scatter them across. I detect my partner coming here to help us do things, so he'll probably want to come in and sit on our work here. Might need to be encouraged to go find something else to do here. We'll see. Yep, there he goes. He wants to sit down and be part of the video. So I'm going to put one little butterfly down here, and maybe we can put one on the inside, since there's very little on the inside other than that little circle. We can add this one maybe right back in here on that piece there. And then, like I said, you could turn this into a birthday, a thinking of you, get well, any number of things, because this simple hello makes it pretty easy to do. So there is one version of my card. This was the original sample. This is the one we made today. I made another one when I thought I was filming. And that one, you see, made more sense to do down here because these birds here kind of went together. And that one, I think I did the same thing. I used the butterflies on it. And then here is my sample card. Thank you, Connie. And so let's see if I can get my little buddy here a little bit more out of the frame here. And so that is this simple little card, and I think it does a lot of things. It makes maximum use of your designer series paper. Great card for a card class because it's more than just simple, and yet you're using so little DSP that you really, with one package of paper, you could make 16 cards using the 3x3 scheme. And so even if you had people make 2 cards per class, that would mean you could make oh gosh, a whole bunch of cards, and or have your people make a whole bunch of cards. And so that is my project for the day. We're still in the midst of celebration and with Stampin' Up, and they've got a great join offer right now that is the $125 worth of product for $99 plus a glass mat. Now I've used a glass mat forever. I design on it because it allows me to spread ink on it, and it's easy to clean up, and it's a wonderful, wonderful gadget to work with. And mine is not a Stampin' Up! One because they didn't have one. But you can choose that, or you can choose another $30 worth of product in the from the catalog. So there's all different kinds of things. I hope that was just Puccini walking across and getting things out of the frame, and that most of that was in the frame. We'll see when I edit here. But that is it for me, and I'm trying to get back on a regular schedule. It's been a little fits and starts, but I'm working on it. I've got my next one already cut and designed and ready to film. So hopefully I'll be back and a little more consistent going forward. So that's it for me, and I'll be back soon with more projects, more tips, and more cards. Bye.